The Airsoft community has a problem. And this problem makes me want to commit unlife. Hello everybody, I am Callsign Horse, and you are watching me have a slow but assured mental breakdown over me watching one of the last safe havens of things that haven't been ruined by people slowly get ruined by people. To put this into context, I'm a Warhammer and Star Wars fan who's slowly watching everything around him fade into dust. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the largest, most prevalent problem affecting the Airsoft community. What is that problem? Drama. Specifically, drama between community members. Now, just a little bit of clarification. I live in Ohio. Where? Good question. I don't know either. But what I do know is that every time I go airsofting, an event like this happens. Imagine this. You are me. My condolences. And I am someone actually interesting. We are talking about airsoft, video games, cars, whatever is the topic. And somebody walks by. We'll call this person, Grimace, because, not like anyone gives a shit. This person walks by, we exchange our hellos, and you, who is me, says, there was Grimace. And then me, who's someone interesting, turns around and goes, God, I fucking hate that guy. Obviously, your first inclination is to ask, why? They literally just said hi. And then you are told all 101 reasons why that person sucks cock. It's tiring. Now, a little bit of a full disclosure before I continue, because this is where it's going to get kind of ranty and silly. I am not affiliated with any airsoft team, organization, I'm not sponsored, nothing like that. I'm doing this because I genuinely fear for the longevity of the airsoft community, because this TikTok tier drama that is at every single field, every single event, it's just tiring. Look, I go play airsoft to have fun, not engage in schoolyard bullying. So forgive me if I seem a little perturbed, because I'm tired of dealing with it and would very much like it to stop. Also, I'm not going to be mentioning anyone by name in a negative light. If I am going to mention someone by name, I'm going to be doing so in a positive manner, mainly because they deserve the clout, but also because that won't start fights the same way calling someone out for being a dickhead will. There are many groups within Ohio that do wonders for the airsoft community. The first two that come to mind are G2 Tactical and Storm Company. G2 having opened their own field, and hopefully will be opening a new one very, very soon. I hope. Please, guys, I really want to go play airsoft again. You guys ran a great field. And for the most part, everybody in Ohio likes them, with a handful of exceptions, but, you know, that's not too important. We're looking at the majority here. And Storm Company, who I don't think I've ever seen them have a negative interaction with another group of people on the field, period. Now, to be fair, both of these organizations have their problems, some of which I'm privy to, some of which I'm not, but we're not talking about that today. I'm using them as examples because I think they are maybe upward near the gold standard of what everyone in the community should try and replicate to some degree. And I'm not saying you need to join the team. What I'm saying is just try and be sportsmen like they are, alright? They set a good example. We should all strive to follow that example. I know I do, and when I don't, I beat myself up about it. Just a little bit. But hey, you only improve if you're willing to criticize yourself. With that being said, some people are more than happy to bring everyone down screaming into the hell of nonsense and drama, so long as it gets them some sympathy points. And it makes me want to die. As I'm sure a lot of you are well aware, Airsoft has its reputation for being a hobby full of cheaters. No thanks to YouTube really, really driving that reputation home. And honestly, I think social media as a whole is to blame for Airsoft's pretty shit reputation. I do my best not to add to that reputation in any way, shape, or form, but pulling away the character of Callsign Horus for a moment, I LARP as a war criminal on the internet. I'm not exactly helping. Then again, I haven't made any cheater videos, so I don't know, net neutral? Jokes aside, the cheater drama is something that I think has been beaten to death, but will continue to be a problem so long as the hobby exists, so don't cheat, and if you do, you're bad. Okay? On to the subject of today's video, drama. Why does it crop up? How do we stop it? I think I know exactly why it crops up. Clout. Everyone wants to be liked. Whether you're an introvert like me or an extrovert like, I don't know, somebody. Chances are you would much rather have the people around you like you than you would have them dislike you. Mainly because humans like to, have friends. It's why we like dogs, because dogs like to see you. They're not exactly smart, but they do love you. And thus we love them back, and thus we're happy. And then they chew on our favorite shoes, and it makes us mad. However, humans usually like to have friends. And there are multiple ways to actually make friends, but there are two ways that have been prevalent throughout history. Way number one is provide for someone else something that they cannot provide themselves, whether that be good company, a good, a service, or just someone to watch your ass while you're taking a piss in the field, getting shot at. This is how friendship starts. Now, these friendships do go through hardship, however, they are usually some of the most sturdy because, yeah, even though they have their flaws, it's better to work with them and help improve them as they will do the same for you with your flaws. These are what we call mutually beneficial relationships. They are healthy, they are good, they are something you want to have. The other way to get friends is sympathy points. Be something or someone that everyone wants to go head pat and say, there, everything will be alright. These friendships are oftentimes hilariously delicate and will fall apart at the first sign of anything going wrong for your narrative. I.e., oh, your girlfriend broke up with you? Man, that really sucks. I'm here for you, though. Oh, you got a new girlfriend. Oh, that's good. I can start worrying about my own life. Wait, you don't want me to go worry about my own life because you're fucking miserable? Huh. That seems fucking sus, bro. The Airsoft community has something similar. Instead of sympathy points, it's more like moral good boy points. So, I mean, I guess they're kind of sympathy points, but tell me if this sounds familiar. Two airsofters get in a fight over some nonsense. I don't know, maybe it's like you didn't follow my orders and we're part of a team, or you wore the wrong patch, or you burned my patch. That's a good example. Motherfuckers fight, and then both sides walk away thinking they were in the right, usually. Now, more often than not, a level-headed party who does see that they did some wrongdoing will usually apologize, and things will move on. However, that isn't always the case, and this is where the drama sparks up. People, for whatever reason, decide that not only they are right, but the other person is wrong to such a degree that the only way to move on from this issue is for that person to come crawling back to them and kiss their boots and apologize. This doesn't fucking help anyone, and it makes the community look like shit. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, attack helicopters, AK-47s, and BM-14 rocket launchers. Can we stop doing this? If not for me or you, for the community as a whole. Listen, Airsoft is not exactly the favorite child of anyone outside of the Airsoft community. You will find articles upon articles upon articles written about why football is okay, despite the fact that the NFL routinely gives people CET, head trauma, and various other issues that will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Football is okay, but one Airsofter does something wrong and it's a national news story for the next 10 days. We cannot afford to have bad press, especially within our own community. Look at the Speed Sim or Speedsoft versus Mil Sim communities. This fighting doesn't help anyone. We're all here to enjoy the same hobby, and we need each other to survive. I don't care if that means you put on a hoodie and a dye mask and run around as fast as you can, or you put on full camouflage and squat in a hole for 14 hours. If you play Airsoft, and you play it fairly, and you play it without being a dick, you're on my team as far as I'm concerned. And my team is the Pro Airsoft team. I don't care if that means arenas, milsim events, fighting on top of skyscrapers, or in underground bunkers. I want to see this hobby live. I want to see this hobby do well, and the only way it does that is by having a strong community. Drama damages the community. How do I know this? Look at every single other hobby on the face of the earth. Drama does not help these communities. It, in fact, breaks them apart, makes them angry, and starts obscene amount of infighting. This can be as simple as this guy at our D&D table's a dickhead, so we're going to kick him out, but then his friend says, oh, I don't want to kick out my friend, he's my friend, all the way to nations falling apart because of stupid infighting. Granted, nations falling apart usually has bigger ramifications than drama, but, you know, it's being used hyperbolically. So, we have determined that the reason people act like douchebags in Airsoft is because they are narcissists. They want people to like them, and they have no skills or traits that make them likable, so they act like douchebags. How do we fix this? Good question. That is actually why I'm making this video, because I do not have the answer. Hell, I don't even have the outline of an answer. The best I can do is really call out the people who act like douchebags and make an example of them by somewhat making them pariahs and only really accepting them back into the community when they start acting right, but that very quickly could turn cultish, so it's not exactly a good answer. But then what is? If we just let them act like douchebags, they're not gonna get better. And if we completely stand against them in such a militant way, it's going to make us look even worse than, well, the community already looks in the eyes of everyone. And remember, this community, in order to survive, needs to bring in new players. There will come a day where you, and all of the guys you play Airsoft with, become too old or too busy to participate in the hobby. And eventually, you're not going to be able to participate in it, period. Whether that be from financial or health reasons. Maybe you have other obligations, or maybe you just find a new hobby. At the end of the day, the only way we're all going to be able to enjoy this hobby, and the next generation's going to be able to enjoy this hobby, is if it stays healthy and stays alive. And the way it's going, it is neither of those things. Some of my happiest memories in Airsoft are seeing new players just doing some mundane thing that I used to see as a huge achievement. Running up a hill and shooting a handful of people, getting a grenade through a window, taking an objective. These really small things that don't seem big to us veteran players are everything to these new players. And it really makes me happy to see them having these moments. Because I remember when I had those moments. I remember back at Devil's Playground where I was dicking the dirt and I sniped some guy for the first time. It felt great. And when a kid does that for their first time, it cements them into the hobby. They want to keep coming back, they want to keep shooting bad guys, they want to keep having a good time. The drama that this community, for whatever reason, likes to propagate is going to chase these people away, and it's going to kill the hobby. So I'm asking you, members of the community, friends, Romans, countrymen, whoever, how do we fix this? I don't know. I really do not know, and I'm hoping you'll tell me in the comments how you think we fix this. All ideas for the time being are on the table, minus just executing people. And honestly, at this point, I think that might even be on the table. So, if you have any idea on how to improve the Airsoft community, I want to hear it in the comments below. I want to hear it from new players, old players, milsimmers, speedsofters, everyone. Because the best way to find a good idea is to just throw them all against the wall and see what sticks. Granted, we're going to get a lot of shit thrown at the wall, and it'll fall on the floor. But something good will hit, and it will stick, and it will help improve the community. Aside from that, thank you for watching. if you'd be so kind as to leave a like if you enjoyed what I had to say, or a dislike if you didn't. Share the video around to get some more people down in the comments to see what we can come up with. And for my next video, I intend to do something a little more positive. I want to do going over my arsenal finally, my armory if you will, including my Masada that made it onto US Airsoft's top 10. So with that being said, subscribe for that heresy, and I'll see you all later. Stay safe, weirdos.